All right, I'm gonna start. And hi everybody, welcome to K-Drama Hangout, your weekly review into your favorite Korean dramas, episode by episode. I'm gonna start that over. It wasn't that great. I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna do a High School Musical. Gotta do it. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to K-Drama Hangout, your weekly review into your favorite Korean dramas, episode by episode. I'm Sarai, and with me I have Kat and Melody.
Hi.
Hi.
So today we will be reviewing The Scholar Who Walks the Night, also known as 밤을 거는 Sunbi, episode 13 and 14. Now, if you missed our review on episode 11 and 12, please check out the link in the description box below and catch up.
Alright, so in these two episodes, the story continues with a fight between the king and his people in Glee. The attack that the king planned failed, however, the royal court and a few others were still able to flee the grasp of Glee during the fight. As the story progresses, we begin to see the true identities of those in the palace being exposed, as well as the trust between friends starting to crumble. In episode 13, Soo-hyung becomes a prisoner of Glee after the failed fight. Glee has his suspicions of her, however, he can't figure out what exactly is going on and therefore decides to keep her with him. Because of the failed attack on Glee, the king ends up killing himself in front of Glee, and the prince is now under the control of Glee. Young Sun goes to the palace to look for Sung-yul, since he didn't come home after the battle. However, she ends up meeting Hye-rong, who exposes the fact that Sung-yul is a vampire. When Sung-yul approaches Young Sun after finding out what he is, she was not afraid of him and told him that her feelings would never change. In episode 14, Glee sends the current prince's best friend to the Gisang house to try and find Young Sun. However, the man is no longer human. Glee had turned him into a vampire, and he begins to attack and kill everyone, and then finally goes after Young Sun, but Sung-yul comes in and protects her. However, at that precise moment, she regains her memories and becomes fearful of Sung-yul. The prince begins looking for Young Sun because he knows that she is the only way to kill Glee. When Soo-hyung hears of this, she flees Glee's cave to inform Sung-yul so he can try to save Young Sun. However, Hye-rong has already approached Sung-yul, pretending to be Myung-lee. She succeeds in convincing him and ends up taking off his black cloak, which protects him from the sunlight, with the intention to give it to Glee. Sung-yul awakens, discovering his garb missing, but has no time to waste as he realizes that they're going after Young Sun. He pushes through the pain of sunlight and gets to his home just in time to help Young Sun escape from the prince. So, from these two episodes, ladies, what were your oh my gosh moments?
Okay. Sorry, I really
Go, Kat, go!
Okay. So, when in episode 13, when Young Sun was like, nothing's ever going to change my feelings for you, blah, 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 I was just like, you just jinxed yourself, and now I know, like, next episode, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm scared of you. I'm going to freak out. I'm going to leave you. And then I'm going to slap you because you just said that you aren't going to leave him. Like, that's just asking for something to happen so that you can leave them. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh, Kat, I think you and I have the same, mind wave, because I thought the same thing. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm really annoyed in these two episodes with Yang Sung. I don't know. Everything she did just annoyed me for some reason. So I don't know if it's been my week or whatever, but I'm annoyed easily by what she did. Like, all her little movements, her reactions, and everything just annoyed me this week. I'm just like, ugh.
I don't think she annoyed me that much. My oh my gosh moment was when the king, the grandfather, when he was still alive, obviously, he was talking to the grandson, the prince at the time, and he said, you know, your best friend, Jin, is the key to killing Glee, and I think that the second he feeds on her blood, Glee will die. Okay, and so the grandfather is like, are you willing to sacrifice your best friend for that? And straight up, the prince was just like, if that's what it takes, then that's what I gotta do. And I was like, Hold up, homie, you're just gonna drop her just like that? Like, come on.
Yep.
That was shocking to me that he didn't seem to fight with it as much as I thought he would.
Yep. He actually really frustrated me and pissed me off. Like, I just got really annoyed. Just like how easy it was for him to be all of a sudden like, oh, you don't matter to me, when he's been wanting to find his best friend like for like the whole entire drama.
Yeah, he got on my nerves this week.
But then
That's probably who got on my nerves this week.
So did Youngfi's doppelganger. I don't care what her new name is. So
Well,
anyway,
we call her the queen now because she's the queen.
yeah. Whenever she became whenever she was in Glee's like cave, and he like did his two fingers and he just kind of like marked her, and it looked like the vampire bites or whatever. And he was like, he's not gonna be in his right mind because it's the full moon, blah blah blah, like go after him or whatever.
Mhm.
Whenever she did it, and he started like, at first he was like, no, you're not her, like you're the new person or whatever. And then she like showed him like the vampire bite and pretended to be her. I was like, this girl, I knew there was a reason why I didn't like you. I don't like you. I hate you. Why are you doing this? And then she like convinced him that she was Youngfi, and then I was like, you're even more of a little butthead because you're playing so many sides and you're just trying to be like, you're being so selfish, like I don't like you. And then she took away the like his cloak or whatever that protected him. But I was just so upset. I was so mad when she did that. But then she was like, he kept apologizing to me once he like whenever he thought I was her, like blah blah blah, and I'm just like, well no duh, because he loved you, but you're not her, and yeah.
I had a couple more of my oh my gosh moments. At one point, the prince, well, he's the queen now. I mean, the king now.
The queen.
At this point, he's the king. These episodes are gonna get hard explaining because the previous king died, and now we have a new king. Anyways, so at this point, he's become king, and the queen comes in. I don't even know what they were talking about or how they got on the subject, but the king says that he has a best friend and he had betrayed, or he was separated from his best friend, and now he's found his best friend and he has to be separated again. And she's like, what the heck? And he straight up is just like, Jin is, my best friend is how to kill Gui. And I straight up was like, oh my gosh, why are you telling her this? Why are you telling her this? Like, she does not need to know this. Come on. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, like, that was my verbal. I straight up said, oh my gosh, really? At that? Like, why are you telling her? I don't know why he trusts her.
I think she has a little bit of humanity. Like, I saw a little bit of it. Because at first I was like, she's just evil. Straight up evil. She just wants her own gain. She's greedy. But when she went to Sungyeol as like Myunghui, right, and her whole plan was to get the garb, and I'm thinking, okay, she's gonna go with evil intentions. But I feel like she felt what he was going through a little bit, and that's why she told her, what, that guy, the assassin guy or whatever that's always around her, told her that he put Sunyul in like a sheltered area where the sun won't hit him, you know? So I feel like in that sense, she has some sort of heart. And I feel like maybe at this point, she's searching for her own self, but at the same time, I think she's like standing up for the prince, like she always does. But I mean, I think that she has a little humanity than I had thought. I thought she was straight up evil, but now I'm a little, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, I think so too, but I still didn't want her to know that piece of information.
Oh, well, that, me neither. I didn't want her to know, but he told her. But I'm curious to find out what she's going to do with that information now that she knows about it. Yeah. So That's
She
my.
said well, I mean, because she said at one point, all I need to do is get Glee, Sungyul, and Jin in the same room together, and then Gui will kill Sungyul or something, and then Gui will feed on Jin's blood, and I'll be rid of everybody and be able to take care of the prince or the king.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's kind of her plan, but she also had a line where she flashed back to where Gui told her that he had a love child, and she
Yes.
thought to herself, young son, are you Gui's daughter? So that came back up in these last episodes. I still don't see how she would be his daughter because I think, like we said, if his offspring is still alive, then it would be Sungyul because he had said that he had this child 200 years ago, and Sungyul wouldn't just now be, 18, 20 years old.
Yeah. So there's some questions I want answered about this Gui child, love child thing.
Yeah.
You know? I'm curious about that now, but
I also had an oh my gosh moment at the very end of episode 14. The now king, pulls out a sword and threatens Sungyul to kill him. And Sungyul had this realization. Also, I don't know why Sungyul is not telling this to the king, because he told it to us, a.k.a. the hunter guy. He said, the prince thinks that the only thing that's going to kill Gui is feeding on Jin's blood. But there were 3 parts to that puzzle. So using just one part of the puzzle isn't going to kill Gui. I don't know why Sungyul is not explaining that to the prince, saying, look, yes, she might be part of the puzzle, but there's 3 other parts of the puzzle. Stop trying to sacrifice her. Like, I don't know why he's not explaining that to the prince. And so whenever the prince pulled the sword on Sungyul, I was like, oh my gosh, why are you trying to kill him? Like, he's part of the puzzle. He's one of the 3 pieces that you need. Why are you trying to kill him? So, like, I think the current king, is, the now king, is blinded by his thirst for Gui's blood and his not thinking properly. So he just needs to sit down and shut up for a second.
yeah, he won the second most annoying character in these 2 episodes.
Yeah, he was pissing me off. He was really irking my nerves.
And surprisingly, right, Sohyang, like the sidekick of Sungyul, he was really good this week. I mean, I liked her this week, even though she was kind of weird. Cause I was like, what are you thinking about? Because now you're in later. And I was like, you want to be a vampire? What's going on here, you know?
I was questioning her, okay? Because at one point, he was like, why don't I don't know, something about feeding her just now or something. And she, like, took his hand and was like, why not feed on me sparingly or something like that. I was like, what? What is that supposed to mean? I'm like, what are you talking about, girl? What are you talking about? Like,
I don't know, because at first
I think she still wants to save Sungyul because she escaped Gui's grasp to go and warn them. But I feel like she's got ulterior motives somewhere hidden.
I think like she wants to become a vampire to be with Sungyul. Like I feel like that she feels.
Yeah, I feel like that could be it too.
You know, I was thinking that, but she left the lair of Gui with the intention to go see Sungyul and tell him what's going on. So she won brownie points in my book just for doing that, because she could have done a million other things with the information. She could have left it alone. She could have went and killed like Young Song or did something else to her again. And but she gets brownie points this week, so
I was also impressed because she was the first woman in a historical drama that I've ever seen ride a horse.
Yeah, that's why the guys were looking. The two guys, the two citizen guys, whatever. They
Mhm.
were looking at her like, "Oh, what is she doing?"
I was like, yeah, get it, girl. You go warn them.
She had to make haste. That's why.
Yes.
So, so in recording Korean dramas like this, the director usually calls a good take by saying print or a bad take by saying NG or no good. So which one would you give these two episodes?
I definitely print them.
Mm.
They had a lot of information, a lot of action. It got me through. Like, the pace was really good. The pacing and the rhythm of the story was really great. The only thing that I would say is that the ending scene in episode 14 was a little unbelievable for me. But yeah, it's a Korean drama, I know. So,
Yeah.
but just him like being out in the daylight and then going in front of the sun and then getting burned and then finding his way all the way from the woods to his estate to have the strength to still beat up the guys, after not even having that much food.
The power of love, girl. The power of love.
So I was like, that's a little unbelievable for me. Like, the power of love has its weaknesses. So I wasn't really believing that as much. So we could have worked on that ending. But other than that, I'd say print. Yeah, both.
Yeah, these were definitely both prints for me too. The only complaint that I had was my internet that kept skipping out, and so like I'm in the action parts and it's like frozen screen, but I can still hear the action, and I'm like, stop doing this. I just want it to go smoothly. I want to see it all, but it's like they're frozen in the air, and I can hear somebody sell, but I don't know who because my video hasn't caught up to it yet. But yeah, it was. They were both really good. I was. Oh my goodness, this should have been in the oh my gosh. This should have been in the oh my gosh part. Okay, so right before the prince's right-hand man, I'm not sure what his name is, but he's been like helping the prince all through. His current best friend. That's what we called him in the summary. The prince's current best friend is talking to his grandfather, the high counselor or whatever. And the counselor's like, I'm going to take the blame for it, and I'm going to die. You have to make sure to take care of the prince. And he was like, I've always been your rebellious grandson, so why would I listen to you now? And I was like, excuse me, what? Because literally, during that exact scene, I was like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. Oh my goodness. And I was totally just like, oh, you're so cute. And he said that, and I was like, wait, what? And he was like, I've already been framed for, coinciding with Forbidden Quest. And so it would be easier for me to take the blame and die for it. And you need to stay behind and guide the prince because he's going to need your knowledge. And I was like, no! I was like, I do not accept this at all. I don't want this. No. Oh, my goodness. Ugh. But it happened anyways. And he turned into a vampire. And at the end of episode 13, whenever he like woke up as a vampire, I was watching it and I was like, why am I enjoying this? I was like, why am I okay with this right now?
I didn't think that. Did you see he had no mustache? That was the first thing that came to my head. Like, he had no
vampire?
mustache. Yeah, when he became a vampire, like before, he had like a mustache.
That's what it was then. Because I knew he just somehow looked different, and it was more than just the red eyes. I knew it was more than just the red eyes. I was like, he doesn't look right. That must have been what it was, because I kept looking at him and I was trying to find him in his face, but I could find him, but I couldn't see, his real face. And I was like, I was still enjoying it though. And then we started episode 14 and picked back up in the fight between him and Sun Yul. And you know, he's like flying around and his garb is like half open, and I was like, yes, I was like, bless. I'm like, I feel like his garb is half open for a reason. Like, why are we not showing more of that? But yeah, it was still nice. And then he didn't get killed all the way. I think that's important to note that young Sun stopped Sung-yul from killing him. So he's still somewhere in between as a vampire. I had another question about that too, actually, because apparently when new vampires turn, they thirst for only blood. Okay, they lose all other ability to think and only thirst for blood. Okay, and apparently they forget their past life. But why was it that Sung-yul, whenever he turned, yes, he thirsted for blood, but he was able to contain himself, and he remembered his past life? Because
special abilities. He inherited the special abilities from the guy who turned him. So he's already a different.
I get it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Vampire, I guess.
Because
he's
the guy
a vampire hunter, so he's different vampires.
The guy that turned him was a pure vampire or whatever, so he had never gotten human blood or whatever. So yeah, I can understand that those that Gui turns would only thirst for human blood because Gui has only thirsted for human blood. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's what made Yang Sung annoying to me when she said no. I said, don't say no. Let him kill the guy, please, because if not, he's going to come back and kill a whole bunch of people more, you know?
Yeah, but I think at that moment, the reason she said no is because she was flashing back to when her father was killed. And so maybe in her mind, she was seeing her father over there, and she stopped him from killing her father, and then she passed out.
That could make sense.
That's when she regained her memory of her father trying to attack her and then dying eventually. And then, so I think the reason that happened was because she already lived through this. It was her father. Maybe she was reliving that moment with her father, and she was stopping him from killing her father.
I don't know, but I think she was stupid to say no, because if she hasn't noticed, everyone Sung-yul had killed for her was trying to kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
so when he killed her father, like, he was choking her. He was straight up going to kill her, and then Sung-yul went and saved her. And then as he's about to do the same thing, she's like, no, don't kill the person that's trying to kill me. I'm just like, are you an idiot? Like, do you not understand that obviously these people are after you for a freaking reason? Like,
I think that that's still part of it, though, is that as the child, as a little 6 or 8-year-old, however she was, she didn't understand that her father was trying to kill her. She didn't understand that. And so whenever she was reliving the moment, she again was caught up in those feelings, not understanding that someone was trying to kill her, and only saw that someone was killing her dad.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I still think she should have said no.
No. I still think she should have not said no, too. But, I mean, thinking about it, like, if that's part of it, like, trying to rationalize it in my mind, like, why she said no, like, that's what I have come up with.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, just like y'all, I would give these 2 episodes a 10. It's really interesting, and now that the story's starting to, like, come to an end, like, everyone is starting to get called out, like, on all of their participation and how they are supposed to work with, like, either killing Gui or, like, killing everyone who's trying to kill Gui. But, okay, so we've already kind of gone over some of our predictions in a sense, but what are some of y'all's predictions that will happen later on in this drama?
I'm trying to think if I even have any predictions.
That's exactly where I'm at right now.
Like,
watching, as I'm finishing these episodes, I'm at the end of 14, and I'm like, I have no clue what to say for the predictions segment of this.
I know for me.
What am I going to come up with?
I know for me, I don't think that they're going to kill Youngsun. I think that they're going to, like, okay, because you know how some girl, he has, like, a bowl that he drinks of blood or whatever? And so does Gui. Gui has, like, a little bowl that he, like, puts all their blood in and blah, 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 and drinks it. So I think what they're going to do now that they know that she is a part of it and, like, her blood is the reason or, like, the only way to kill him, I feel like they're going to cut her. Because you know how Sung-yeon kind of did the thing with the rabbit? He cut the rabbit and he rubbed the blood on the rabbit to distract him from the scent. I feel like they're going to cut her and get blood and, like, they're going to switch it at, like, one of his feeding times whenever he, like, least expects it or whatever, and he's going to drink it. But then I also think that, the prince is going to end up changing his way of thinking, and he's going to either come up with the idea on how to save Young-sun or something, because, like, yeah.
Yes, that I can see where that would play into it. Actually, with your explanation just then, I kind of came up with a prediction, because we still have to find out how the three pieces get together, how the three pieces intertwine, to be the final way of killing Gui. So I think it makes sense. Maybe it's the prince that comes up with the idea, gets Gui to drink her blood. But I think maybe it's that her blood doesn't necessarily kill him. It just weakens him enough for Sung-yeol to kill him. Because we still have to play in Sung-yeol to the mix somehow in killing Gui. So maybe it's that they get him to drink her blood, and it weakens him enough for Sung-yeol to be able to kill him.
But we also have to put in the king too. The king.
Yeah, that's where the king. That's what I'm saying. The king is the one that gets Gui to drink her blood. So the king came up with the idea, and comes up with a plan of how to get him to drink her blood, and then her blood weakens him enough for Sung-yeol to be able to actually kill him.
Okay, so I feel like the will of the king is just the way that he is allowed to do it, like allowed to, like, the desire to kill him,
Mm-hmm.
And then Sung-yeol comes in with Yang as like she's like just like living sacrifice. I'm gonna call her living sacrifice even though she might not die, but that sort of thing. And then Sung-yeol is the one that kills. So I guess that would make sense. Not my prediction, but I'm just trying to.
Or even maybe the will of the king has already been explained in that at some point in previous episodes, they've said that it takes the will of the king because you need someone who's not power hungry. Like, you need someone who's willing to give up the power of Gui. So, like, if I'm a king and I have a vampire on my side, I can use that vampire somehow to, like, take care of my enemies. But if I'm a king and I have the will to let go of that power, then I'm allowing somebody else to come in and kill him. So maybe it's that the will of the king has already been explained, and we don't even need the king anymore because he's already willing to kill Gui. He's already willing to give up the power that Gui has,
Oh, so, I get that. That would make sense too, yeah. So it's just a Sung-yeol and Young-sung fight finish.
Basically, because we've already got the will of the king in there. Like, he's already willing to kill Gui.
Interesting. Okie dokie. So, that's it for our episode. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe below. If you want to follow any of us lovely peoples, our links will be in the description box also, so make sure to check that out. And come back next week and enjoy our review of episodes 15 and 16. Until then, keep it dramatic.
Bye. Make sure you share. Like and share. Bye.
Oh, guys, I forgot to mention, before we start, we only have 3 more review episodes left till we finish the show.
Oh, dang.
Oh my gosh. Are you guys sad?
Are we not doing another show after this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, but I thought you'd be sad because you would miss seeing your handsome men on the screen.
No, girl, there's more handsome men in the next drama we're going to see.
I feel you.
100%.
Wait, what drama are we going to even do next time?
I don't know. We'll discuss and find out.